most amazing artists. And how are you today? Today will be a great day. To celebrate Black History Month, we will learn about a Black American artist, Reggie Laurent. Then we will use Google Canvas to create our own artwork inspired by Reggie Laurent's artwork. Let's create. Love, Miss Collier. So this is Reggie Laurent. He is still alive today. He's an artist and he lives in Georgia in the United States. He loves abstract art, so that means a lot of times his pictures or his artwork doesn't have a picture of something. This one we see kind of has some abstract and some realism, right? We see a real picture, but the background is very abstract. It doesn't look like anything in particular. You can find Reggie Laurent on Instagram at Laurent Originals if you're interested. Before I switch the slide, what do you notice about Reggie Laurent's work in this photo? Yeah, in this photo, we see this silhouette or this all black outline of, do you know who that is? Yeah, Michael Jordan. Right, a famous basketball star, Michael Jordan. And then in the background, we see all of these kind of random looking shapes. If they're random shapes without a name, we call those organic shapes. And then we see lots of bright colors. Awesome. Let's see what else we can see when we look at more of his artwork. What do you notice in this artwork? A couple of those squiggles, this one here and this one here, look kind of like snakes. I agree. More bright colors. Tons of designs, absolutely. What's the background color? Black, interesting. Let's look at another artwork. Oh, I forgot. We're going to learn about organic and geometric shapes here today. What do you notice? What do you see? Can you compare these two and what do you see? All of the geometric shapes, they have a name on them. None of the organic shapes have a name on them. Interesting. Yeah, so geometric shapes are going to be shapes that are pretty common. They have a name, like a triangle or a circle or a diamond or a star. But our organic shapes are shapes that we take from nature. So they don't look like anything. They don't have a specific name for this shape. We might say, oh, this one looks kind of like a flower, but it's really kind of more of a blob, right? You might say, oh, this one looks like a butterfly, but again, it's really a yellow blob, right? So when we look at Reggie Laurent's artwork, we see some organic shapes, like this weird squiggle, and we see some geometric shapes like this diamond. What else do you notice? What do you see in common from one artwork to the next? What does he always do in his artwork? Always uses bright colors. What else? Always adds designs on top of his shapes. What else? He always has a black background, Ooh, he always has these white squiggles kind of in between all of his shapes. Excellent. I think we have one more. There we go. What do you notice about this one? Yeah, we have the continent of Africa. This is called a diptych because there's two prints, this one here and this one here, in this work together. And we see that this one has a black background, but all the designs are inside Africa. And then we kind of have the reverse on this half of the picture. We have a beautiful designs in the background background that silhouette or outline the continent of Africa. So for copyright reasons, I'm not going to watch this one with you, but I'm going to put the link in the assignment, and right now you should pause this video and go watch and hear Reggie Laurent talk to elementary school kids about how he creates art, and then we'll come back and you'll tell me what you notice. So what did you notice from that video with Reggie Laurent? Yeah, some of the things we already noticed. He always starts with a black background, and then what did he do after he paints his canvas black? He uses white and he blacks out all of his shapes. Excellent. Then what does he do? Then he adds the colors and designs, and then finally he'll add those white squiggles in between all his shapes. So today I'm going to show you how to use Google Canvas. I'll show you how to get there. To create an artwork inspired by Reggie Laurent's artwork. Now, of course, he uses paint and puts on a canvas or puts it on a football like he showed you, or a basketball. But today, so that everybody can do this project on their Chromebook, we're going to use Google Canvas. And then if you want to, this is something that you could submit to the student showcase for Black History Month, because your artwork is inspired by a Black artist. So Miss Collier is going to share her screen, and let's get started. Right, so you can see I am on canvas.apps.chrome, and so here's a practice. I'm going to click New Drawing. Now, when we looked at Reggie Laurent's artwork and we watched the video from him, what color was his background? Black. So, oops. What I can do is go over here and change the background color. So to show you again how I got to that, I push these little squares. They're like layers. And I'm going to push this one, that's the background, the paint bucket there, and I can choose a color. If you don't want to use black, you don't have to use black. It's up to you. So I'm going to click black. And then I'm done with that. And now I'm going to click on this layer. Now, what's the next thing Reggie Laurent does? He adds his shapes. Now, Reggie Laurent added his shapes all in white in a layer, and then added color. Because we're not using paint and we're not using the same mediums as he is, we're using a digital medium, we are just going to go straight to the color. So you are going to start picking some colors. You can use the palette here, and we're going to start creating some shapes. You can choose, I like to use the marker. You can also change the size of your drawing tool there. Right. If you want it to be, it's easier to fill it in when it's bigger. I want to be able to fill it in. Now, you'll notice that Miss Collier's drawing on Google Canvas is not perfect because, just like you, I'm drawing with a mouse or a trackpad with my finger. Unless you're on a tablet or have an iPad with a pen or something, it's kind of tricky to draw this way. So, we're just having fun. I could also draw a, let's see, I could draw a triangle. I'll make this one a little bit smaller. We're going to add some details over top of it, so don't worry too much about the color yet, because you're going to add stuff over it. Let's see, next color. You could also create a custom color, so you can slide along here. Here, Miss Collier says a bunch of stuff that doesn't really matter that much, so you'll see her fast forward and fill her whole page with shapes. Okay, so now I have my whole canvas here, my whole area filled up with some shapes. Then, if we go back to look at some of Reggie Laurent's artwork, you see that after he adds shapes, he adds all of these beautiful designs on top of his shapes. Right, so then we're gonna go and start to add some more designs. And you could use colors that are very similar. So I might use blue on blue. Or you could use colors that are really different and will kind of pop. When you're thinking about what designs you can add, you can do two things. You can go back and look at Reggie Laurent's artwork for inspiration, but also we're just adding kind of simple lines and circles. So you don't have to get really complicated. Just by changing your color, you're gonna add some interest. I noticed that he had tons of dots kind of everywhere. So I'm gonna try to incorporate some dots like Reggie Laurent did. Let's see. Let me go back and look for some inspiration. Ooh, he did. I really like these little zigzag lines. One more. I don't have a lot of breathe. We're at the final ending. What do you notice in the background? Right on top, we have the black background, but what do you also see in the background? How does he use white? Right, it's in between all of his pieces at the end there. He has all this white. So the last thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add this as a new layer in case I mess up. Friends, Miss Collier's artwork inspired by Reggie Laurent on Google Canvas. I can't wait to see what you create and submit, and hopefully you submit it to the Black History Month Student Showcase. Alright, if you have any questions, leave me a private comment or send me an email. Bye, friends!